Anshin went back to the room and drew the scenes that just happened. The room suddenly went out of power. Anshin yelled. Lingyu suddenly ran in and asked if it turned out to be a power outage. What's all the fuss about? But Anshin said that the power went out for a long time. The comics drawn have not been saved yet. Gu Shiner and Xiaosheng went home together. Gu's mother looked very pleased. Gu's mother invited him home to do something. Shiner gave him a look, but he refused. But Guma told Shiner not to worry about the person whose life or death was unknown. If you want to achieve something, you must grasp the man's heart. The gift Xiaosheng gave to Xiner was also Lingyu's favorite when she was a child, which shows that Shiner likes Lingyu in her heart. At this moment, Anshin is working overtime. Her colleague asked the manager to send her a ride. The manager agreed and asked Anshin if she wanted to go back together. Anshin resolutely refused, saying that her home is very close. Anshin had to go back after working overtime late. At this time, Lingyu saw that Anshin hadn't returned so late, so he looked at the window. Anshin walked to a small road with no people, and there was not even a street light. Anshin has been frightened and afraid of being behind. When someone followed her, she turned her head frequently, and suddenly Lingyu came out from behind. Although she was shocked at first, she was very happy to see Lingyu after she calmed down, and her heart relaxed a lot. She asked him to accompany her to pick up the courier. The more I agreed. Anshin wanted to push him along. After returning home, Anshin still complained that it was better to take it easily. Anshin bought a second-hand mobile phone for Lingyu. Although Lingyu was very disgusted, he still accepted it. After a while, Anshin's stomach was grumbled with hunger. You said that he was hungry and insisted on cooking. Anshin still didn't believe the food he cooked. Unexpectedly, Anshin ate the whole pot. Next day, Lingyu called Dr. Xiao to borrow 300,000 and asked his secretary to deliver it in person. Lingyu replaced Anshin's home equipment with new ones, and there was still 200,000 left. He gave it to Anshin. Anshin's colleagues talked about her private life at work and said that they would go to Anshin's home to verify it. Anshin had no reason to refuse, so she agreed. In the car, Anshin secretly sent a message to Lingyu to hide himself. Unexpectedly, when she got home, Lingyu not only did not hide, but also hired a foreign chef to cook at home, play the violin, pretend to be Anshin's foreign boyfriend, and give it to Anshin's colleagues. A gift for one person convinced Anshin's colleagues. After they left, Anshin realized that it was Hua Lingyue who gave her the 200,000 yuan, and she was still a little angry. Next day after Anshin went to work, an unknown woman came to the house. Lingyu sneaked up and tied her up and took pictures and sent them to Anshin. Anshin looked at this. Isn't it my girlfriend? It turned out to be a misunderstanding. She explained the ins and outs of this to her girlfriend, but she wanted to persuade Lingyu to help pretend to be her fake boyfriend. Lingyu readily agreed. Anshin was still a little jealous. After meeting the parents, the three of them went to dinner together. Anshin drank a lot of wine and got drunk. Still yelling that Lingyu is hers, Lingyu put Anshin in his arms, and his girlfriend pushed him back home. So drunk Anshin seemed to speak out about herself. For Lingyu's feelings, the best friend looked at these two people in surprise. The next day Anshin woke up and found that Yu had sent a message to herself and had already left. At this time, she saw that the time was 11 o'clock, and she hurriedly packed up and went to work. As soon as she left the room, she found that Lingyu had already prepared the meal and was waiting for her, and told her not to go to work, and had already asked her for leave.